Welcome to Business Reporter's Best of British Business campaign. I'm Rachel Hicks. Financial market data is the lifeblood of the global economy. Stock exchanges, banks, listed companies, even governments will be unable to operate without access to accurate, real-time market information. Financial market data is streamed across the globe in vast quantities and in milliseconds. Receiving, processing and transmitting this data is a highly technical challenge, and even a small mistake can cost billions. It's in this high-stakes, high-speed environment that CJC, a British financial market data technology consultancy, has made its name. Within 25 years, CJC went from a three-man operation to a global enterprise with 130 staff on 3 continents, serving some of the largest players in international finance. I'm talking with founder Paul Gow about how CJC has done it and what keeps the company ahead of the curve. Paul, what makes financial data special and what challenges are there to handling it?
Financial data is special because it runs our lives, it runs countries, economies, and we are using it every single day and we probably don't realise it. The challenges of it are that there's so much of it and it needs managing in a sense of computer delivery, processing power, people that can control the data, understand the data, and then trade on that data. Most of the big banks all see the data at relatively the same pace, but there is a hell of a lot of it, and it does come up at a rapid rate. And then you've got all the machine-readable stuff that will take it even further and faster. I mean, our world has moved at a rapid pace for the last, I would say, 3 to 4 years with the introduction of AI, and it's going to get faster and faster because machines trading will outrun a human brain, and the world is going to change, so it is.
What capabilities do financial institutions need in order to be able to handle financial market data well, and are they equipped to do so?
They need enormous resources, which start at the beginning from a data centre with what we call tin, providing all the compute power. And then they need resources that can manage that infrastructure and data and deliver it. Have all the banks got it? Yes, some of them, the tier 1s and 2s, have probably got their own in-house services, but there are a lot of financial institutions out there that run at a smaller rate that haven't got that specialist skills and often go to major vendors for their services and pay top money for their skills, and that's what's required.
Paul, what is CJC and how do you fit into this picture?
CJC is a small consultancy company. Oh, I say small, we're a global company, but compared to the players that we play with, in the sense of the banks, we are quite small. CJC help banks via helping them select their vendors. We're agnostic, so we stay away from any sort of favourites. We just help the bank pick and choose what's really right for those guys. And in that choice, we help them design their system because they might not have the expertise on site. Then we'll help them build the infrastructure. Now, in that build, there could be automation in that build where they press a button for the next box they may ever want built. And we then tune systems to make them go faster for banks and give them the ultimate performance. Banks require the data to be available 24/7, 365. CJC in the past have put in stats that equate to 99% uptime. We aim to control that, but of course we don't own the old ecosystem.
So Paul, what are the key services that CJC provides and how do you work with your clients?
The way we work with our clients is dependent on the size of the institution. The tier 1s, we're very much in there as a consultancy service because they tend to have the people underneath that can build out the services. But they'll look at us as the experts in the industry because we're running across loads and loads of different vendors and helping other banks, they'll look at us to drive them forward and use our expertise to make their choices. The tier twos are very much follow the same, but they might not then have the people that are in-house and then can build the services and fine-tune them to deliver the amounts of data that they all require. And then you work away onto the lower ends of the banking scales, which need an end-to-end service. And that means that we're in very early, helping them, looking at the systems, designing the system that fit their needs. They still use big amounts of data, so there's a hell of a lot of design goes into those systems. And then we'll offer the build service, the tuning service, and then we'll probably go on to manage that service for those clients. And we would offer them that as an end-to-end service for 24/7, 365.
So how does a small British company, this is where I want to get under your skin a bit, how does a small British company become such an important player in such a complex and competitive global industry?
It started off for me as a dream to work with some of these major vendors at first. And when I was part of the Reuters team, they had a scheme for an academy, an apprentice, and school leavers. So when I saw that, I thought, absolutely fantastic. But it started to drift away and it became a cost to the industry, and the major vendors started to drop off the training services. They might train the odd client on certain aspects of their software, but they wouldn't train newcomers. So I saw a hole in the market where I thought that these tier 1 and 2 banks that have got the internal people in play, they're fine. But the lower end tiers haven't got no one that they can go to and look for independent advice and technical skills. I decided to start CJC way back in '99, and it was 2 or 3 of us that started the company off. We realised that in those lower tiers there wasn't the skill sets, and more of those tiers wanted us to be part of their service. So we ended up visiting a hell of a lot of people, and for every 5 we visited, we picked a new client up. And we grew over those amount of years, and we became very important around the market data services industry. With that, we were able to bring on board a lot more skilled services, but those skilled services were long in the tooth in age. And so what we decided to do was build out an academy. The academy's been going for 6 years now. And those experts are training the juniors, and these juniors are now becoming the experts. And we've eventually built ourselves into a company that's global, and we don't really have much competition. There are people that do what we do, but I say that they don't do it as well as we do. And I would say that CJC are the Formula One mechanics of the market data industry.
So what's next for CJC? How do you see the next 5 years?
The next 5 years, I would hope I'll be on a beach somewhere, if I'm honest with you. But the next 5 years is the new generations that are coming in. They'll take through the academy service. Yes, will take CJC further. Do I want to continue to build CJC? Yes, of course I do. And do I want to venture into other countries that might need our services? Yes, I will do. We've reopened in Tokyo quite recently, and there's hell of a lot of work. And with the change in the way that data is being delivered now, obviously we've got cloud providers everywhere. We're helping some of these major cloud providers deliver the services from the clouds. We're in the cloud now. Where's the next place? Could it be the ocean? So who knows where CJC will go, but we will be there as market data experts.
Paul, thanks very much for joining us today.
Thank you.